Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a long time since I uploaded a video. Before we start this video, I have to talk about two major things. Thank you so much Amber for sponsoring this video. I've seen so many people book through my link and it's honestly very amazing to think like I'm actually helping people find their accommodation. So if you don't know what Amber is a platform through which students can book accommodations near their universities. They have accommodations all over the world in cities like London, Liverpool, Edinburgh, Manchester, Nottingham, Melbourne, Chicago, Sydney, all over the world basically. They have a very simple booking process. All you have to do is click the link in my description, fill out a form which will ask you all your basic details like your name, your contact number, so that they'll get in touch with you and help you find the right accommodation for you. Their service also includes live viewing, which is always a plus point when you are hunting for an accommodation overseas. They also help you with getting your contracts and leases ready for the accommodation. The best part is that their one-on-one assistance will make your life so much easy when you're looking for your new home in a new city. Thank you so much for hearing me out, and now let's continue with the video. Okay, now the second most important thing before I start this video is that I crossed 2000 subscribers just before my birthday, and as a birthday gift, YouTube sent me this. Hold on. Can you believe it? Thank you so much YouTube, it means a lot to me. And look at it, it's so cool. It's made out of glass and it's so cool. I just love it. Thank you. Just kidding, it's not sent by YouTube obviously, but one of my very special friends sent me this and it means a lot to me. Okay, so the reason why my friend sent me this for my birthday, because he wanted me to always have something which reminded me how far I've come on YouTube, and it really means a lot. So that was a very thoughtful gift and a very special gift, so thank you so much. In this video, I'll be answering your questions related to my solo trip which I took recently for my birthday, and I am going to try to make it as general as possible so that you'll be able to use these tips for your solo trips anywhere, not just in UK but anywhere. So the first question was about packing. I think I should be the last person you come for this advice because I overpack a lot. I think it is necessary for me to have so many options when it comes to outfits, but yeah, I'll just talk about the necessary things. Let's not talk about outfits and clothes are very basic. You have to have them and you have to have extras of them. But when it comes to solo trip ka packing, you should always carry a spare device through which you can contact. For example, for me, I had my phone, but I also carried my iPad because just in case, you never know what can happen and when it can happen, but just in case someone stole my phone or my phone gets lost or my phone gets damaged during the solo trip and I'm obviously alone on the trip, how will I be able to contact my parents or anyone in general who can help me out? I have my iPad and I have all of my contacts on here, and I have Instagram on my iPad, so if anything goes wrong I can just call my mom or my sister through Instagram or also through FaceTime. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. And what else do you need? I think all the other things are very obvious, like chargers, extra pairs of undergarments and all of those things. I just can't think of anything which is outstanding or which is like unique for solo trips. So the advice about an extra device is very important, I think, and you should keep that in mind. Moving on, how did you manage your expenses? I don't know if all of you know this, but I am doing a full-time job and I earn my own money now, so obviously I'm very careful with my money. For this solo trip, I decided that I will be only spending £150 for everything, when it comes to the accommodation, when it comes to traveling, when it comes to food, and when it comes to entertainment. I'm just going to stay in my budget. No matter what, I'm not going to cross that budget, and I think I did a very good job when it came to that, because the hotel which I booked, it was for only £40 and I booked it for one night. And then the bus costed me around, I think it was around £20. I'll just confirm and put it on the screen. Then third comes food. Food also didn't cost me much. It was around, I can say, £30 for the whole trip, I'm talking about the whole trip. So roughly I can say I spent around 120 pounds, which was obviously under my budget, and I think I did a good job with that. I don't go for a luxurious lifestyle when it comes to solo trips because it's just going to be me and I just want to be comfortable and happy. That is my main goal. I don't care where I'm living. So yeah, those were my two concerns while booking and planning the trip. Were you scared? I was only scared about one thing, which is very silly. I was just scared that what if I miss my bus? That was my only concern, because otherwise I was just okay, because I have been living in London since 1.5 years now. I think I've been going to most of the places by myself, so I've gained that confidence that I can go to a different city by myself, so that's completely okay with me. But I was just scared of the fact that what if I miss my bus, because if I miss my bus, I felt like everything was going to go wrong. So yeah, that was my only fear, but I managed to do it smoothly. That's what I can say. Essentials for a solo trip: as I mentioned earlier, you need an extra device through which you can communicate. If you have iPad or a tablet through which you can communicate, you can carry that, or you can carry a laptop, but I think laptop will be too heavy, so it's better that you carry something light and easily accessible. Were you able to make any friends with any strangers? Also, were you nervous of being alone? To answer the first half of the question, no, I was not able to make any friends with any strangers because I didn't put myself in that situation where I could make friends. I was just hanging out by myself. I would never initiate a conversation, nor did anyone else initiated a conversation with me. But in my last video, I mentioned that when I went to the Japanese restaurant for my lunch, there was this very sweet lady who had a conversation with me, and I think that was the only conversation I had during my trip. And I think that was cute, and I was totally okay with it, and I was happy. I think that is what matters the most. And to answer the next part of the question, I was not nervous of being alone because, as I mentioned earlier, I have been to so many places by myself till now, ever since I moved here. So I am completely okay being alone by myself, and I just enjoy my company. And I think what I love the most about being alone while traveling or just going anywhere in general is that I get the freedom to do whatever the heck I want, because whenever you are in a group or even if you're going with someone, like, you have to somewhere compromise on your needs because that other person might not like what you're about to do or what you have in mind. But when it comes to a solo trip, you get the freedom to do absolutely anything and everything you want. You are the master of your own trip, so you make all the rules. I think that is what I love the most about being alone and traveling alone. So yeah. Why did you decide to celebrate your birthday taking a solo trip contrary to popular practice of doing with people? First of all, this question is really nice, and I'm glad someone asked me about this because I just wanted to do like a mini story time about this, about why I decided to take a solo trip and not celebrate it with people. This was not just a random decision. This decision was taken by me because of my past experience. So last year when I moved here to the UK, I was very excited for my birthday. I thought I was going to have an amazing birthday with my friends, with my 2-3 friends. But yeah, I thought it was going to be an amazing, awesome party, but none of that happened. The only surprise I got was disappointment. I was disappointed a little bit because some people cancelled on me on my birthday. Not even a few days before my birthday, but on my birthday. And I went home and I just cried. So that was a very bad experience. I understand people have their own priorities and things can happen in some people's life. So I'm not holding a grudge against anyone. So this time I made sure that I'm not depending on anyone. I'm not waiting for anyone's reply. I'm not going to follow up on anyone just to make sure they are present on my birthday. And obviously I'm down to meet people. I love spending time with my friends, but I decided that this birthday I'm not letting anyone's energy bring my energy down, if you know what I mean. Okay guys, I think we will have to continue the next part of the video later when I come back home from work, because मेरा neighbor बहुत loud है और उसको English समझता है, इसके लिए मैं हिंदी में बात कर रही हूँ. But मैं अभी बात करूँगी तो उसका भी आवाज़ आएगा और पूरा ऑडियो मिक्सअप होगा, which I don't want. So let's continue this in the evening when I come back home from work. See you guys. Okay, hi guys. So this is the next day. I said I was going to film after I come home from work, but I was too tired and I just wanted to enjoy my Friday night. So I was just binge watching Friends and I was eating my delicious meal, but no one asked for that. No one asked for such details. So I'm just quickly going to continue the Q&A. So how did I pick the location? So I put up a story a few weeks before actually planning the trip. So I gathered a lot of suggestions from everyone. All of the suggestions were amazing. And also some of the suggestions were already on my list. But when I actually started researching, I realized they are way expensive and they won't fit in my budget. So I thought I'll save them for later when I have a bigger budget for my trips. So this trip was a very pocket friendly. I wanted it to be something chill but also fun. I also asked my colleague a few weeks before and then he recommended Bournemouth. So I did a lot of research on it. I did some Googling, I did some YouTube searches about the place and about the hotels and which hotels are good, which hotels are bad. After gathering all the information, I decided, okay, I'm going to Bournemouth. So that is how I chose the location. Does accent cause any problems in conversation? Like, is it really important over there? So there are a few people who have a very thick and strong British accent, which you can't understand. I too don't understand some people, like very few, like 1% of the people have a very thick British accent and you can't figure out what they're trying to say. Fun fact, asking what and saying what is considered rude in the UK. So you have to say pardon me if you want someone to repeat themselves. You can't just say what because that is rude to them. So don't do that in the UK. That's a pro tip from Pranali. The next topic that someone wants me to cover is how to plan a solo trip as a girl and what are the challenges that a girl faces. From my experience, it was a bit scary because I'll tell you why. Because I didn't tell this to my parents because obviously they would freak out at that moment. But when I entered my hotel, there were only men in that hotel, only men. And I was kind of terrified because I was hoping that there would be more, like a mixture of both male and female. But when I entered the lobby to get my keys and everything, there were only men sitting in the lobby. Maybe they all had like a planned trip. Maybe it was a group trip, I'm assuming, and all of them were drinking beer. And it is kind of scary because you never know who might walk up to you and say some things to you, and it can be a bit terrifying. But luckily nothing like that happened. As soon as I got my keys, I went quickly to my room, made sure that no one is following me. I was just on my toes all the time. I was being very, very aware of my surroundings. As a human being, you always should be aware of your surroundings because nowadays crimes can happen to anyone. Anyone can be you just have to be aware. You can't just act like a fool and you can't act dumb when you're alone. You just have to be on your toes all the time. And yes, this will be my biggest advice if you're traveling alone, no matter if you're a boy or a girl. But yes, always be aware of your surroundings and always have something as a backup just in case something goes wrong. For me, I always had my tripod with me, so if anyone tried to me or try to rob me, I will just use my tripod and hit them. That would. So I'm just glad that nothing of that sort happened with me. If you're planning your solo trip, all the best, and be aware, be safe, and just enjoy, have the best time of your life. Also make sure you don't lose your phone, because if your phone has all the information and if you lose it, then you are screwed. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I hope to go on more solo trips and create more content and share more experiences and story times with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.